Yep. Fuck the intro. We gotta talk about this right now. Okay, so I'm currently on the PTS. The PTS is now currently live on the day that I am recording this video, and Sun Wukong is out. So what I'm going to be talking about is not going to be final results, but I need to talk about it anyway because this, as much as I hated Sun Wukong in Smite 1, I cannot deny that they're kind of cooking with this character. Okay, so little brief overview for Sun Wukong. I hate this character for a multitude of reasons. One, he has one of the best solo lane passives in the game. Basically, whenever he drops below 60% health, he used to gain strength and protections. And it wasn't a timed buff. Whenever he was below 60% health, he got stronger. Okay? They added two new things to his passive. The first being now, Sun Wukong now has intelligence scaling. He gains intelligence along with strength whenever he drops below 60% health, and once he goes below 30% health, he will spawn a clone. That clone spawn does have a cooldown. It has about a 90-second cooldown, roughly, once you build a bunch of CDR. I'm not entirely sure if it affects CDR. I haven't had a chance to fully test it, but I just need to talk about it. Okay? Other than that, the rest of his kit remained basically the same. He still has the one that has a million reach, right? He still has the one that has a million reach. He has the 2 that is a slow, and he still has the 72 transformations. He has the bird, that is his run move. He still has the tiger, which is a stun, and he still has the bull, which is a knockup. Okay? Keep in mind that the 3 and the ultimate scale exclusively off of strength. Okay? The only 2 abilities that are affected by intelligence are his 1 and his 2. Now, there's something else that you need to understand with this character now with what they're doing. The first thing is that the closer you are, the more your 1 and your 2 is going to scale off of intelligence, but the off of strength. But the farther you are, the more it's going to scale off of intelligence. Now, if you look at the abilities, you will notice that the 1 and the 2 scale mostly with intelligence.
Your middle tower is
so
under attack.
Sun Wukong is a mage. Now, you might be thinking, well, the 2 doesn't really have that much reach, and the 1 doesn't really have that much reach. So building him just with intelligence might not be that good. Well, they added something new to his passive. Okay? And I need to be standing right here so you understand where I'm coming from. Okay? If you look at the ability, I have it kind of precasted. You can see that the 1 goes to about the edge of the overall circle here, right? That's about the distance. Okay? What they did with this character is that the more intelligence he has, the farther his 2 and his 1 will reach. And it's not by a small margin. Like I said, as you see, it reaches to about the edge of that little circle there, right? If you build just conduit gem, right? You can see that the reach extended a little bit further. Now, how far can this reach? Well, let's see. Let's build something generic. Archmage's gem. Dumorb's really good right now. Probably Spirit Deso, yeah, something like that. Maybe some
Your middle tower is under attack.
And then give it a little bit of extra reach right at the Hui to get yourself a little bit of a power spike in your intelligence. And then you're probably going to need some pens, so probably Obsidian Shard, and you're going to want some cooldown, so you're probably causing 4, just to give you that extra 20 cooldown rate. Okay? I need y'all to see this. Why? Why? Look how far he can hit you from! And keep in mind, the farther it is, the harder it hits. Okay? And keep in mind, this also extends to his 2.
Look at this!
Look at this! And the worst part about it is that look, up close, this still does a good amount of damage, right? Roughly about 900 damage, roughly. Okay, if you do it at the tip of the move, 1,000 damage. Now, honestly, if I'm being 100% honest, I don't know if there is an upwards limit to the one. I hope there is, because I tried building Book of Thoth on him earlier. Actually, you know what? Might as well just test it right now. Okay, pop an intelligence potion. Yeah, it looks like there's an upward limit, right? You can't really like make this go mega far.
Under attack.
Hold on. Yeah, there's an upwards limit. You're not gonna have this like going, you know, you're not gonna have this going like 1,000,000 miles. That's they at least thought of that. There's an upwards limit, but the fact that he can hit you from this far away is just actually insane. Okay, and let me go ahead and give you a more realistic damage number for that, right? Because most Conquest games, if both teams are roughly around the same level and they're playing at high, let's say they're playing at high levels of play, okay? Go ahead and rebuild this. Chronos Pendant, Top Shard, Cosmic Hootie, that's Cosmic Horror, and do more. Okay, realistically speaking, you'll probably get maybe 1 or 2 elixirs of intelligence if the game goes over 30 minutes. But even without that, at max range, almost 1,100 damage, or roughly over 1,000 damage. Let's be real. Now, this still the thing about it is too, though, is that what I like about this is that the ultimate is still affected by your intelligence. What it does is now the heal you get is based off of how much intelligence you have, and it has a higher intelligence scaling than health, right? And the cool part about it is that if you build this character tanky, it does have some health scaling as well, so you do get a little bit of healing off of that. Or a little bit of healing off of that as well. So there's reasons to still build him tanky, right? And another thing that I did want to talk about is that it does seem like they have plans for an aspect for him already, and the aspect seems very, very intriguing, to say the least, right? 72 transformations has reduced cooldowns, right? And depending on which form that you pick is what bonuses you get. So if you go into your 72 transformations, you still notice you have the bird, the eagle, and the bird, the tiger, and the boar. Not the boar, the bull. You're locked into one of those transformations until you ult, right? And then if you and then you can freely pick between those. I guess you can freely choose those beforehand. Let me see some, because the aspect is locked for me on the PTS. Let's see. Okay. So, tiger. Yep, okay. So once you use the ability once, you're locked into that transformation until you ult. Right? Reset. Now I can choose between the 3 again. Right? So, why I think that's cool is the secondary part to the aspect. Back down to them. So the secondary part is that each transformation will give you a specific buff depending on which transformation you're locked into. The Ox makes your 2 also a knockup. If you're in Tiger form, you gain attack speed whenever you hit with the magic cudgel. But your Eagle form reduces the cooldowns of your next 2 magical ability, or your 1 and your 2. I don't know by how much. I want to say it's like a couple seconds, like 1 or 2 seconds, which is still kind of crazy. And what I like about this is that it kind of adds an extra layer to how Sun Wukong is played, making him, you know, not as boring and giving somebody more depth with this character. I'm super excited for when this character comes out. We'll be testing him in the PTB all day today. Thank y'all for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Peace out.